All right, so now we're just going to summarize a few things about De Morgan's laws and maybe go through another example and hit it with a few extra negations, which will be kind of fun. So here's an interesting example. Let P be I am bald and Q be I wear glasses. Okay, both are true for me. But De Morgan's laws, the first one here, it's the negation of an and is equivalent to the or of the negations, right? And so what I'd be basically saying here, if I let P be I am bald and Q be I wear glasses, is that right here in the parentheses, this is I am bald and I wear glasses, right? So I am bald and I wear glasses. That's that part. But then the negation of that means it is not the case that I am bald and I wear glasses, right? So I would have to add to that, it is not the case that I am bald and I wear glasses. So that's actually the left side there on the first De Morgan's law. Now, equivalently, if I'm not both bald and wearing glasses, then it must be the case that one of those two parts is not true, doesn't hold, right? So when I say it is not the case that P and Q, well, if I just said I am bald and I wear glasses, that means both of those are true, right? Both portions. If I said it's not the case that both of those are true, then that just means one or the other or both are false, okay? Right, so it's got to be either that one's false, or maybe this one's false, or maybe both, okay? And so that's an either or. Either one is false or the other is false, which means either one is not true or the other one is not true, okay? Essentially, you're saying either I am not bald or I do not wear glasses. Okay. These two sentences then are equivalent to each other in terms of their truth value. They really are saying the same thing. You're saying it's not the case that I'm both bald and wear glasses, and that's saying one of those two things isn't actually going on. So either I'm not bald or I don't wear glasses. Okay. I could also, so that's the first equivalency. I could also say I am bald or I wear glasses. Okay. Now maybe both are true, one or the other or both. So if I said I am bald or I wear glasses, okay, well that doesn't assume they're both true, it assumes at least one of them is true, right? So you could have true, true, you could have true, false, you could have false, true. Those are the options, right? At least one of them has to be true, they can't both be false. But then if I negate that or statement, right, if I negate it, if I say it is not the case that I am bald or I wear glasses, well, if these are all the options for the or statement, then I have to have the case, if the negation would have to be both falses, right? Both of them. The word both implies an and, right? So both of them would have to be negated. So it would have to be the case then that I am not bald and I do not wear glasses. Okay. Oh, and I missed a not. I was trying to underline those key words there. Okay. So here, if you said it is not the case that I am bald or I wear glasses, then you're saying that both of those have to be false. So I am not bald and I do not wear glasses. Okay, so those two statements are equivalent to each other. All right, so kind of an interesting example. Kind of a little bit of humor there maybe. But it doesn't matter really whether these are true for me or whether they're true for you. The sentences, the statements are really what we're looking at, just the equivalence of those. Okay, so now let's throw in a few extra negatives. And maybe I won't even apply it necessarily, maybe we will come back to it, but apply it to this particular situation. Get rid of the top one here. And I'll switch colors. So let's say I threw a few extra negations. Let's say I did the statement, it is not the case that not P or Q. Right, so it's a variation of this second De Morgan's law, but now I've got an extra not on the P. Well, that's okay. De Morgan's law still applies. Okay, it doesn't matter what that statement is. I still have to then negate it. So whatever's in this first position must then be negated. So this is equivalent to the negation of P. Right, so I'm negating the first thing, the first statement, and I have to do the negation of Q, right? I have to do both of those. Now the double negation we've already seen is equivalent to not having a negation there at all, right? And so this is actually equivalent to P or not Q. Oh, I'm sorry, P and. That's an and. Looks like an A, right? P and not Q. All right. So our goal here is to write, using De Morgan's laws, is to write a statement that's equivalent to the first, but with the fewest number of negatives possible, fewest number of negations possible. Okay. If I said, oh, let's see, it's not the case that not P and not Q. So here we've got a whole bunch of negations involved, right? 3 of them. Well, again, the negation of an and is the or of the negations, right? So I negate both and then change it to an or. So it would be, and again, I could skip this intermediate step with the double negations because I know that that's going to basically wipe them out. It's kind of like a double negative in algebra, right? A negative of a negative is positive. And so here, the 2 negations make it not negated anymore. So that's P, change the and to an or, and then the double negation on the Q would just be Q. All right? So if I said P or Q, that's equivalent to, it's not the case that not P and not Q. Okay? If I said, in this example, I wear glasses or I am bald. Oh, other way around, but it doesn't matter the order. I am bald or I wear glasses. That's equivalent to saying it's not the case that I am not bald and I do not wear glasses. Okay? So if one of them is true, it's not the case that both of them are false. Okay, that's kind of a way to look at it. Okay. And so, you know, you can put negations on any of these things, or an extra negation somewhere, and, you know, simplify them using De Morgan's law. It's definitely easier to say, I am bald or I wear glasses, rather than saying it is not the case that I'm not bald and I do not wear glasses, right? That's way more confusing, even though it means the same thing.